Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Cyclone. Time for our Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. We are going to do our first drive along the Marsaille to Avignon route today on the LGV. And again, this is only a portion of the route. We're going to be driving from Avignon all the way to Marseille, which I'm not sure the exact mileage on that. I'm going to guess about 100 miles or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to do a quick drive along here today, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Reseau train model, which is a separate DLC with scenarios for the full version of the route. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lyon at the end of the video, even though we're not going to be going there on this drive. We are going to head there and look at the Reseau. The reason for this is because this DLC is all for free this week up until June 2nd, and that means you are able to pick it up until then absolutely free. So I want to take a moment to show it to you so you know what you're getting for free, even though if it's free, you should want it anyway, right? Why not? So I'm going to do a quick showcase of that. Myself, I only need the Reseau. That was the only thing I was missing because I had the routes already from the 2017 key that I picked up. So I already bought those, unfortunately. Oh well. But nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and take a look at the drive today, which is a 25-minute drive apparently. Go to Lyon, look at the Reseau, and then we're going to call it a video from there. So it's just a quick one today. Let's do our drive from Avignon to Marseille St. Charles Station. Here we go. Hi driver, this afternoon you'll be taking this express passenger service to Marseille St. Charles. Open the doors for passengers to alight and board before you depart. Roger. And it means we're going to have to do some setup here, of course. I noticed the headlights are already on, so I don't have to actually fiddle with the headlights. That's nice for once. I guess it's service in progress, which makes sense. And yeah, the train is in neutral, move it to forward. Brakes are on right now because they're holding. We're going to release those once the passengers have finished boarding. So there is some pressure. I'm not sure if the, yeah, I don't think I see any indication of how much pressure the brakes have on them. So I think it's just a little bit of guesswork as to what your pressure is here. I might come back and look at that later. But for right now, let's look at our train at Avignon as we get ready to depart. All passengers are now on board. Proceed to Marseille St. Charles. Roger, I should probably take that off. So we're going to go ahead and begin that drive. And there we go. Speed is moving up. Kilometers per hour is what we are working on here, as we have a speed limit of 170 of those, picked up by the little green marker you see in the center of the cab right there. You can see that our speed is also accounted for on the train information in front of us. So if you want to, you can literally drive this train without a HUD at all, because you can basically see what you need to see. The only thing you don't see is the station areas. So the information I was given on this is that you can actually know the stations are coming because you're being dropped to 170. That's an interesting little quirk that exists with this route apparently. I think that's really neat. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the HUD up simply so you can see what kind of gradient we have up ahead, because that I still am not a master at reading anyway. That's really what I want to keep it for. So leaving Avignon, our only stop is Marseille St. Charles. In fact, there are only 2 stations on this route. There's one on an off route, a branch somewhere else on the south end, I believe. But other than that, it's just 3 stations on the route. There's a lot more as we go up the LGV later on towards Lyon. We're getting beeped up to 300. I can see that on the center cab that did update under the window. So we're now clear to go 300 kilometers per hour. There's one for the swear jar. So you saw that yellow triangle on a blue background go by. That is, again, the automatic signaling. That is where a signal would be located if there was an actual signal there. They are shown as those barrier things just as an indication to the driver that, hey, you should probably check the status of your train. Otherwise, they really don't do anything. They kind of act as a marker for when a speed change might occur in the event that something's going on up ahead, or if you have to stop for your station. So they can also represent that. Otherwise, they're just metallic boards. of showing an arrow. Looks like the train changed gears for a moment at 240. Now there is a cruise control function. I'm going to see if I can remember how that is set. I actually don't know. So I'm curious now how that is set. I think if you set Y, yeah, cruise control is now enabled, but I think that might, let me turn it off for a second. Nope, that's not how you turn it off. No, I don't have the buttons figured out yet. That's fine. We have a 320 coming up here, so we're definitely going to look at that. Yeah, let's disable that cruise control, get back up to speed. I think what happens is you turn on the cruise control and it decides, oh, I'm going to go down to whatever speed it is that you set. So it won't even let you take any more input. So it looks like my cruise control was setting in a way that would have disabled further speeds. Now that I'm figuring that out, we're going to keep the speed going up. Brought the throttle down a little bit. Actually, I can go up a little higher because 320 is the limit. So I've hit Y to turn on the cruise control. We're going to see if the train stays at the speed I want it at. No, it's just going down. I did not want to see that at all. Okay. It's not working the way I expected to. Yeah, let's forget the cruise control because I guess it's not going to work properly. I think I'm pushing the wrong button for something. I think I actually have to use another lever or dial to set a certain speed for it. And I haven't memorized that button. I'm trying to do this without the guide, and I'm clearly doing it wrong. Sorry, guys. I may have some information in a subtitle here, if I remember, to indicate what you actually have to do. Either way, this is only a 25-minute scenario. You can actually see our goal is to arrive by 14:39, so it's actually, yeah, 20-minute scenario. That's what we're dealing with. So it's not a big deal if we don't get the cruise control working on this. We'll just say it was broken today. There's probably a lever on here somewhere that you can actually use to turn the cruise control. If I move my mouse over every single button on here and I'm not finding it, what is this? Windshield wiper. Manual wipers. Green button does nothing. It does nothing. Oh, more buttons down here. Okay. That's the reverse. Okay, I know what those are. Nope. I have no idea what other buttons I could push. If I zoom out, there might be a couple more I can see, like that yellow one, for example. That's an acknowledge thing for acknowledging a buzzer. That's probably an emergency brake on the left, but it's not active. And this is actually the pantograph selection. Okay, so I'm seeing... Oh, and there's pantograph tension. Okay. And there's the emergency brake application up there, I believe. So yeah, we know where that stuff is now. But I don't see the cruise control knob, so I probably just overlooked it. But again, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Our current arrival time, by the way, is 14:32. I think we're not going to have a problem with that. $68 kilometers to go to our destination. So knowing that we have about 65 or so kilometers to go, let's look very quickly at our map. We're in the middle of the map right here. We have 65 kilometers to go to get down to here. So it looks like this is about a 100, maybe a little over 100 kilometer route. If you remember that the LGV to line goes all the way up in this area somewhere, this is probably a 300, I think it's like a 320, 350 kilometer route, the entire route. So this is a really, really long route. If you have any kind of a slow train you want to drive here, you're going to be here for a long time. But this route is designed obviously for the fast trains, and that's what you're going to be driving here because it is a high-speed route. You could, however, probably take the HST for a spin here if you wanted to, though, just for the fun of it. Or you could grab the 395 and run it along here. It probably would work fine as well. I mean, why not? Run the French train in the UK. And if you have a 373 somewhere, well, that runs on the Channel Tunnel anyway. It's used to these kinds of signs and fast speeds, so you can probably run that as well to simulate an international service. Losing a little bit of my speed here now, so I'm just going to put a little throttle back on to regain. We are on an uphill gradient, 13.0. That is the reason. So on this, what is now a 19.0 gradient, looks like a 37% throttle is not enough to gain speed. So I'm going to move it up to a 50. The gradient climbing is going to be ending up ahead at the next signal anyway, so we don't have to worry about that too much longer. A slight downhill and uphill beyond that. There we go. Now on a 4.0 downhill, which is really doing nothing, so we'll reapply some speed. We have to lower our speed apparently, so we're being given an indication to throw some brakes on apparently. Get down to 270, we're good apparently. All right. 270, whoops, a little lower please. The downhill is affecting it. Excellent. So the 20.0 downhill gradient is trying to make me gain speed here. There's a 300 up ahead, even though I'm being shown a 270. It's a 300 up ahead, so I'm putting a little brake power back on. Keep in mind, this is one of those brakes that when you hold the apply situation, the brakes keep getting stronger and stronger until you move it to a hold position, at which point the strength of the brakes is maintained, and you maintain that pace of slowdown. So it's easy to trigger the emergency brakes on this train. Be very careful when you apply the brakes, because you can easily set those emergencies. There's a 300 speed limit right here. And now we're being clocked in at the 300. So we were dropped to a 270, which didn't actually take effect. It was just indicating that we have a lower speed limit up ahead, but the 270 didn't actually go in on the HUD. Notice the HUD still said 320. So now we are, however, at 300 kilometers per hour. That is now our set speed. Gonna go ahead and put some throttle back on because we're not on any downhills right now. We have 40 kilometers to go to our destination at Marseille, St. Charles. And the platforms are lettered, so it looks like we stop at platform C. Oh, stop gaining speed. That's good enough. Thank you very much. So I'm in the perfect area right now for speed purposes. We're about to enter an uphill gradient, so I'm applying a little more throttle to maintain. This looks like a very relaxed timetable anyway, so I'm not really too concerned here. I'm going to have to make sure to come back and do a full scenario on the entire route from Ligne, because this will be a really nice, good, lengthy video to show a lot of scenery out the front window here. I'm going to definitely have to do that at some point in the very near future. These high-speed routes can be fun. They really can be fun. One thing I don't like about those when the speed starts getting too high, like right now, so I'm considering whether to do a brake application or not. We're on a 20.0 downhill gradient. Yes, I'm going to do a brake application. That'll do. Release it now, and we're going to let the speed gain on its own. Taking a bit of a curve here. Oh, there's another downhill coming up. Okay. More brakes. So you hit this little stretch where it's actually a slight uphill. I'm okay losing speed here because we're about to gain a whole bunch more. Back to our 20.0 downhill gradient. Down to 283, now 284 kilometers per hour. It looks like the HUD is showing the speed change slightly higher, probably because it's rounding from a 0.5 to the nearest zero, whereas on the train itself it is not rounding. It's just going straight to whatever, it's just cutting off the decimal part of it, from what I can tell. This is something we can check at lower speeds as we go to slow down, but right now it's just a speculation. Gonna put some throttle back on because we are on now a 20.0 uphill gradient. So we're going to reapply speed. Take it off a bit because now we are at 292 and gaining. So we want to make sure we stay, in this case it's okay being within 10 kilometers, there it is again, of the speed limit. That gives us a little bit of room to play with. If we go under or over, it's not a big deal. But if we go over 300, that's cost you. Get an emergency brake out of it. So we're going to need to lower our speed. I don't know what to yet, but we are going to apply some brakes. We're coming down to 31 kilometers away from the station. I'm going to stop there for now. Not being familiar, I don't know what I'm doing yet. 270. We're okay for now. I'm just going to go ahead and let my speed regain a little bit. Well, that's a 230. Okay, we're going to do 230. That's what I need to know. Very good. So I need to be down to 270 by this signal if we want to maintain our braking profile. 230 is for the next signal, but it is obviously the speed we're going to be going anyway. There goes one of the trains going by. There's no fancy names on them. They're just labeled as TGV1, TGV2, TGV3. So I'm not going to care about what each train is. being told to slow down again. Okay, interesting. The funny thing is we have a brake gradient here. Rather, a downhill gradient here. 230 is being maintained. Okay, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not sure what we were getting the blinking for there. That's very interesting. $160 it is. You have to get down to 160 by the next signal. This is going to be a little iffy. So we're down there. Are we going to have a red at the next signal, though? Let's just drop a little under 160 to give us some room. We'll find out. $130. More brakes. Not much, though. 130 is now static. Our ETA is starting to shoot up as we go with these slower speeds as well, so don't get too comfortable with the very early ETAs there. I certainly didn't, because I never trust those. Whoops. Let's just make sure we actually are going down to a 130. 160 is up ahead. Flashing on an 80. Uh-oh. Let's just get that brake down. Now that I can see the decimal, I can actually monitor how fast it's going down. We are within 10 kilometers of the station now. We are entering a station area, which might be why we're getting dropped to an 80. That, or we're going to be changing tracks at a 60 in a moment. Or this could just be the end of the fast track section, because we are now moving to be south of the tunnel. Speed limit is going to be staying back at 140 up ahead, however. But we are setting ourselves to 80, even though our speed limit says 230. Whoa, okay, let's put that brake back on. Back on, thank you. Make sure everything's fine here. So TVM signaling has been disabled. Indeed, we are coming now, I believe. I didn't catch that first signal, but I believe we are coming to regular signals now. So we're going to keep that in mind. $140 is now apparently our speed limit. We're losing some good time here at this speed. Maybe I should be going faster. At our current speed, we would be there in, well, we're going to have lower speed, so we should take advantage of the 140 while we can, I think. So I'm indeed going to go ahead and speed up here. No, it's not going to let me. It seems to not want to let me. Really? No, I'm limited to 80 apparently. It stopped me at 82 even though I'm trying to gain throttle here. I don't understand. $140 should be our limit. When we're full green, I'm going to try and gain speed again. It's not letting me. It is literally not letting me. It's keeping me at 80. I'm at 84 now. I'm struggling to get above any kind of speed above 80 at all, but apparently I'm not allowed to. I'm on flat ground, so I should be able to. Oh well. This might be a way for the train to force us to stay on time. That might be what's going on. The train might be saying, hey, you're early, we're slowing you down. That would be very advanced if that's what it's doing. I would be impressed by that. But yeah, literally, I don't know what is going on with this. Yeah, I gained 0.3 there. Every time I move it, I'm able to gain a little bit more, but I have to keep moving it. Otherwise, I can't gain. As soon as I leave it in a set position, it stops going up. But I can keep pulling it up as long as I keep moving it. That's the funny thing about this. You can actually move it back and forth. It will keep increasing. So now I'm going much more comfortable 95. I must have bugged something up here. I had to have bugged something up. I don't... Okay, so I'm going to let the speed just decelerate now because we're going to be coming up to a 60 up ahead anyway. But I've gone ahead and forced myself up to the 110, so we're going with it. We're going with the 110. We were 3.5 kilometers, actually less than that, away from the station now. So we have lots of time to get there. You can see the station platform indicating green up ahead. We have 4.5 minutes to make our stop. Now I'm going to put a little brake application on so I can bring the train down slowly. I think I'm at an okay pace here. I may need to apply a wee bit more, but I might be at a good pace. Our green continues. No, I need a little more brake power. The decision is made. More brakes. I was coming off way too slowly. So that was lucky that I got it when I did. I think I just got that. So we're going to be coming down with 30, which means I'm expecting flashing white lights somewhere on a signal. And I have not been applying those brakes at all. So let's just make sure those brakes are indeed getting applied. That'll do. Thank you. Now, so I bugged up something in the acceleration. I don't know what I bugged up, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. So we're now under the 30 mile, or 30, one more of the swear jar. 30 kilometers per hour speed limit. We have a yellow. I need to prepare to stop, so I have to put some brakes on. Let's increase the brakes a little bit. Yeah, we have a red. We have a red. And I'm being put on emergency brake. After all that, I'm being put on emergency brake. As I get a yellow. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now I can't even gain speed because there we go. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about the points here. I'm having enough trouble trying to get this train back up to speed. With the struggle I'm going through on this, I kind of deserve more than 1,000 points here. Why do I have to do this? Oh, I get an award, by the way. Bon voyage. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't do this properly, but apparently the signal decided to change as the emergency brake activated, which is really nice to see. I think the better thing to say is the emergency brake decided to activate as the signal changed. That's the better way to put it. Yeah, that was super annoying what just happened there. I really don't like that. So I'll have to fix that later. In the meantime, let's just bring this train to a stop. So I'll run that again off camera. You don't need to see me run that again. I do need to see brakes though. There is obviously the buffer at the end of the track there. So you can see the buffer up there. I'm just bringing the train to a stop now if I can because I need to get these doors open immediately. I might actually be late at this point. So this could get even worse. So doors are open at Marseille St. Charles. Let's see what happens here. So this seemed like an easy, nice, well done scenario here in terms of performance, but then the train decided, oh no, we're going to give you an emergency brake and make it hard to get going again. And that made me potentially late into the platform. So I'm not sure if I'm going to grade the full 500 on that last stop or not. Which, if I were not getting the full 500, would mean scenario failure, because in standard form that would be a scenario failure. So, but it's saying scenario complete because, again, we get the scores instead. So let's see what happens here as we go to the scoring screen. Proof that you can't let your guard down in a train. Trying to stop for that and trying to deal with the fact that throttle was being stupid. I ended up getting a huge speed boost into a red signal, and that seems to be what caused me to get that emergency brake setting set. Even though I got a yellow signal by the time I came to a stop. Well done, train. You want to be probably about 10 seconds later on that one if you want to avoid the emergency brake possibility or having to stop at all. Especially because the train was not behaving properly at that point. That's what really led to the problems there, the fact the train was not behaving properly. If not for that, I might have been okay. I'll have to redo it. I don't like that. Watch it behave properly when I redo it too. In any case, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the area up around Lion. I did say I wanted to go ahead and show you that. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And welcome to Lion. This is the Lion area. We're going to just look around very quickly here to see what it looks like around the area here. You can see very nondescript buildings here, so like regular office building type things, a couple trucks down here in the, down the parking lot, so nothing unusual here. And we're going to go ahead and eventually zoom in on our train. This is of course the train station, so let's go ahead and pop over here and just go under the bridge. We're going to find our train, which is in the stable, right over here, I should say at the platform, right down here. If we head down the platform, we're going to go ahead and locate it. I think I'm on the right track. Yeah, that seems to be it. If I go over here, it's nothing visible, so it has to be over here. Let's zoom up to speed this up. There we go. I like the clocks here too. Well, I'm in the wrong platform apparently. This is not the platform at all. Where is my train? I don't know where my train is anymore, guys. Oh, here it is. Here I go for the fancy shot and I had the wrong platform. This is the platform. This is the train. You saw the inside of the train there. So this is indeed the train that we are dealing with for the 3 scenarios that come with the DLC, this is the train that we're going to be driving in those 3 scenarios. This is the Reseau. That's an escalator. That's the base of the escalator. So yeah, this is the train right here. And as you can see, this is the first scenario that comes with that. We've already done our pickup. I didn't even realize we got our pickup. So we're going to do a little quick drive to see how this train behaves as a regular train. Let's hear this thing rev up, in fact. What's our speed limit, by the way? 90. Good enough. Somebody's coming in somewhere. Is my train not moving? Oh, apparently I'm at 0. That's why. So now we can see our train moving. I just realized I forgot to use the horn on the other trains, so we'll do that in a future scenario, so you can see how that sounds. Oh, we just got a notification on the TV. I'm signaling becoming active as we left Lyon. So we're going to pop in the train and see what this train looks like on the inside. And you can see indeed that it shows the 80 up ahead here. We're going 35 right now. So you can see that we are now entering an 80 section. While we're getting the train up to speed, let me actually go ahead and show you very quickly. This has a better throttle setting, I think, too. That moves a lot slower. So let's look at the map very quickly, because I mentioned that we were at Lyon. We're all the way up here. Remember what I said about up here being different? There's even a track over here. This is actually Lyon over here. I lied. This is the Lyon station I expected we'd be starting at. Over here is a completely different station. They're both Lyon, but they're completely different stations. So just take a quick look at the map, make sure we're not speeding. So yeah, we have 2 different Lyon stations. We have a track connecting them with a station here at Gare de Reseau. I'm going to be saying that wrong, sorry. There's even a station up here out of the way on the side track at Gare de Jean. And the tracks eventually merge here, and then we have the southbound TVM track all the way down here. Avignon is somewhere in the area down here. There's Avignon, in fact, right there. That's Avignon. So all of this map up here is added to the DLC. This is all brand new in this DLC on the Lyon route. The Reseau train is just sold as a separate DLC. So this is all free this week. Just keep in mind, this is all free right now. You can get this entire 325, 350 kilometer route, and as well as the trains that come with it, plus this train in 3 different liveries. And all that is available for free right now until June 2nd. I don't know what time on June 2nd, and I don't know what time zone, but June 2nd. So we're going to bring this up to speed. We're going to go ahead and wrap up here as we get ourselves up to speed. So this is the scenery in the in the Lyon area. Let's take a look where we are on the map, by the way. We're going to be coming up to a junction. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up at the junction down here. That's where I'm going to wrap it up. To the junction going to Grenoble. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up at that section. So let's enjoy this drive for a moment. I'll do it on top of the train so we have something different. So that is the LGV Reseau separate DLC. I like the activity on the bridges in this area. That's very nice to see. Now, interesting thing I noticed here, we get 255 points on the first stop. So I guess we have 1,020 points available for those little emergency brake blenders. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's not go through a tree. Oh, I know. We'll do it that way. There we go. That's what we want to see. Just like... Get away from the trees. Get away from the trees. There we go. And my computer apologizes for its moment of thinking. So it should be, there we go. It should be somewhere soon that we see the junction up ahead, I believe. I haven't actually played these yet, so I'm just guessing. Oh, look at that major highway, and it's empty. What a shame. But the major highway is represented. Very nice. So there goes the road, I think, to... was that the one I thought it was? Yeah, it is. Because I can see all the other roads going along here. All the other railway tracks. You can see the track on our right split off. Here are some other tracks coming in. So this is the road back to Avignon. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap up the scenario here. And say we'll see you more on this route in the future, as the portal route actually seems to disappear into bushes there, but it seems to come back out. How much of this route do we get to see? How much of it are we actually going to see here? That is very interesting. Okay, so there's the map end. That's where the buffer is, the map end. So now the route just continues south. And yeah, we are not speeding yet. So we'll just get a nice shot of the train going by, and that'll be the end of this. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I will see you more for Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I kind of want to visit Faversham next time, so I'm going to try and do that because I want to get to the Chatham Main Line, including Faversham, Dover, and Ramsgate as well. So I'm going to see if I can do the Faversham to Sheerness set, older set, then we can see what the newer set looks like on the updated route. I've been wanting to do these southern routes for a while. We're going to try and get them done. So I'll see you next time for that. In the meantime, I'm Cyclone. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for you, your part of the world. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.